When Martha Evans stopped eating breakfast, her daughter thought it was just another sign of aging. "I'm just not hungry in the mornings anymore," she'd said with a soft smile. But soon, her untouched meals multiplied, her favorite tea went cold, and her once bright eyes began to cloud with distance. Martha was 88 and had lived through everything: the war, the birth of her children, the loss of her husband. She was strong, stubborn, and always in motion. But now she moved slower, as if each step took thought. Her daughter, Claire, brushed it off at first. "Everyone slows down," she told herself. "Everyone gets tired." It wasn't until Dr. Ramirez visited that she realized what was really happening. The doctor sat gently at the edge of Martha's bed, her voice low but steady. "There are signs," she said. "When the body begins to shut down, it gives quiet warnings. Most people ignore them until it's too late." The first sign, she explained, was loss of appetite and thirst. "The body no longer needs the same energy it once did," Dr. Ramirez said. "Digestion slows, and food becomes almost unnecessary." It's not that she doesn't want to eat, it's that her body is letting go of that need. Claire looked at the tray by the bed, the toast untouched, the milk warm. She remembered her mother once teasing her for skipping meals. Now the roles had reversed. She wanted to argue, to force her to eat, but the doctor shook her head. "Let her listen to her body," she said. "It's doing what it's supposed to." The second sign came quietly: fatigue that no amount of rest could cure. Martha began sleeping longer, drifting in and out of dreams, her conversations fading mid-sentence. At first, Claire tried to wake her often, frightened she might not open her eyes again. But Dr. Ramirez explained that this deep sleep wasn't just exhaustion, it was transition. When people near the end, their energy focuses inward, the doctor said. The body preserves what little strength remains for the heart, the brain, the breath. One afternoon, Martha woke briefly and smiled faintly. "I had the loveliest dream," she whispered. "Your father was waiting for me by the lake." Claire wanted to dismiss it as imagination, but something about the way her mother's face glowed made her fall silent. The third sign appeared in her breathing. It became shallow, irregular, sometimes pausing for long moments before resuming in soft gasps. It frightened Claire every time. "That's called Cheyne-Stokes respiration," Dr. Ramirez said calmly. "The brain's signals to the lungs start to fade. It's one of the body's ways of preparing." During one of those pauses, Claire found herself counting the seconds, terrified the next breath wouldn't come. But it always did. Weaker, slower, but still there. The fourth sign was coldness and discoloration in the hands and feet. Blood, Dr. Ramirez explained, begins to retreat to the vital organs. Martha's fingertips turned bluish, her skin cool to the touch. Claire tried wrapping them in blankets, rubbing them for warmth, but nothing seemed to help. "It's not pain," the doctor said softly. "It's the body conserving energy. The warmth you feel leaving her fingers is gathering around her heart." The fifth sign, the one Claire almost couldn't bear, was mental clarity followed by detachment. For days, Martha had drifted between confusion and sleep, but one evening she woke completely clear. Her voice was stronger than it had been in weeks. "Claire," she said, her eyes sharp again, "promise me you'll look after the garden. The roses need trimming before winter." Claire nodded, tears streaming down her face. They talked for nearly an hour about family, memories, even laughter. It felt like a miracle, but Dr. Ramirez had warned her about this moment. "Many people become lucid shortly before death," she'd said. "It's the mind's final gift, a moment to say goodbye." That night, Martha slept peacefully. The next morning, her breathing slowed once more. Claire sat beside her, holding the cool hand she could no longer warm. "I love you, Mom," she whispered. Martha's lips moved faintly, forming a word that barely rose above a sigh. When the last breath came, it was gentle, almost like an exhale after a long day's work. Later, as the room filled with quiet, Dr. Ramirez placed a hand on Claire's shoulder. "Your mother's body knew," she said softly. "It spoke to you in signs: the loss of hunger, the deep fatigue, the slowing breath, the cold touch, and that final, clear moment. She didn't suffer. She listened." Claire looked at her mother, peaceful now, her face serene as if sleeping. The sunlight spilled through the curtains, falling across the bed like a benediction. In that silence, Claire finally understood what the doctor meant. Death wasn't a thief in the night. It was a whisper that the body gave long before it arrived, and her mother had heard it.